Welcome back to State Quarter. Today I need you to stop and think about every penny in your pocket, every jar of change in your house, and every coin sitting in your car's cup holder. Because one simple 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial 1-cent coin, the birth and early childhood in Kentucky design, without a mint mark, has been talked about at values reaching up to $200,000 in the highest grades. Yes, a penny. And not just any penny, but one from 2009 that many Americans have seen and spent without a second thought. This specific coin was released in 2009 to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 200th birthday. On the back, you'll see a small log cabin representing Lincoln's early childhood in Kentucky. The front still carries the familiar portrait of Lincoln that we all recognize. Now here's the detail that matters most for collectors: no mint mark. That means this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. On Lincoln cents, the mint mark appears below the date on the obverse, and if there's no letter there, it's Philadelphia. Millions of these coins were produced, so in everyday circulated condition, they are only worth face value. But that is not what we are talking about. The real money is in condition and quality. We are talking about coins that are in near-perfect, high mint state grades, MS67, MS68, and especially those with a strong strike, full red luster, and absolutely no visible damage. A coin that looks like it was just struck yesterday, with blazing red copper color and flawless surfaces, is where the serious value begins. Collectors are extremely picky with modern cents. Even the smallest scratch, fingerprint, or dull spot can destroy the premium. But when you find a 2009 birth and early childhood cent with no mint mark that has perfect surfaces, sharp details in the log cabin lines, clean fields with no spotting, and original bright red color, you may be looking at something special. In top certified grades, these coins have reached astonishing numbers in the market, with examples discussed around the $200,000 level when tied to exceptional quality, rare error varieties, or ultra-high registry demand. Now let's talk about errors, because errors can push value even higher. Off-center strikes, double die varieties, major die cracks, or coins struck on the wrong planchet can transform an ordinary cent into a headline piece. If you combine a dramatic mint error with pristine condition, you are entering a completely different level of rarity. And when registry collectors compete, those collectors who try to own the absolute finest graded example, prices can skyrocket fast. Copper quality in 2009 also matters. Many of these cents show spotting or uneven toning. Finding one that has clean, smooth surfaces without carbon spots is not easy. That is why truly flawless examples are so hard to locate. The demand is driven by collectors building complete 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial sets in the highest possible grade. When only one or two coins sit at the top of the grading population, bidders fight for that number one position. If you believe you have one in outstanding condition, do not clean it. Do not polish it. Do not wipe it. Cleaning will instantly destroy collector value. Instead, place it carefully in a protective holder and consider professional grading from a respected service. Authentication and grading are critical if you are aiming for high auction results. The idea that a penny could reach $200,000 sounds unbelievable, but in the world of elite coin collecting, condition rarity is everything. It is not about how many were made. It is about how many survived in near-perfect shape. That is what separates a 1-cent coin from a six-figure treasure. Now let's move to the next coin, and this one carries a completely different energy in the market. Next up, the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial 1-cent coin featuring the formative years in Indiana design, also without a mint mark, has drawn even more attention at the very top end, with values talked about around $220,000 in extraordinary high-grade examples. Flip this coin over and you will see young Abraham Lincoln sitting on a log, reading a book during his formative years in Indiana. The detail in this design is sharp and intricate, the folds in his clothing, the wood grain in the log, the lines in the background. Every tiny detail matters when it comes to grading. Any weakness in strike or surface disturbance can lower the grade immediately. Again, no mint mark means it was struck in Philadelphia. In regular circulated condition, it is just another penny. But in flawless mint state condition, especially with full red designation and no spots, it becomes a serious collector's target. This coin is known for showing marks easily because copper is a soft metal. Even slight contact during production can leave small nicks. That is why MS67 and above grades are extremely hard to achieve. When you reach MS68 red or higher, the population drops dramatically. At that level, you are dealing with coins that are nearly perfect under magnification. Strong strike, smooth fields, razor-sharp detail, and vibrant original color are required. High-grade registry competition plays a huge role in pushing values. When collectors are competing to own the single finest known example, price becomes secondary. If only one coin holds the top population spot, bidding can climb to extraordinary levels. That is where numbers like $220,000 enter the conversation for a truly elite specimen. Error varieties on this design also create massive interest. Doubled dies, dramatic off-center strikes, clip planches, and other rare mint mistakes can multiply value instantly. A rare error combined with a top-tier grade is exactly the kind of coin that brings national attention and strong auction results. If you have rolls of 2009 pennies stored away, it is worth taking a careful look. Check for no mint mark. Examine the surfaces under good lighting. Look for full red color, no scratches, no dullness, no fingerprints. Even then, remember that professional grading is the final judge of value. These two 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial cents prove one powerful point: never underestimate modern coins. Age alone does not create value. Condition, rarity within grade, demand, and collector competition create value. A simple 1-cent coin can become a six-figure collectible when it checks every box at the highest level. Before you spend another penny, look at it closely. The next coin you overlook could be the one collectors are fighting over. This is why we search. This is why we learn. And this is why coin collecting is one of the most exciting treasure hunts in America. If you enjoy discovering hidden value in everyday change, make sure you stay connected to State Quarter, because the next life-changing coin might already be in your hands. Next up, the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial 1-cent coin featuring professional life in Illinois, without a mint mark, looks simple at first glance. But in the highest levels of condition and rarity, this coin has reached jaw-dropping numbers that can completely change how you see modern cents forever. Turn the coin over and you'll see Abraham Lincoln standing in front of the Illinois State Capitol building. He is dressed professionally, representing his years as a lawyer and rising political figure. The design is detailed, clean, and powerful. On the front, you still have the familiar Lincoln portrait. Now here is the key detail: there is no mint mark below the date. That means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Millions of these coins were made in 2009, but numbers alone do not decide value. Condition is everything. Most of these pennies entered circulation immediately. They were tossed into pockets, dropped into jars, scratched, spotted, and worn down. That is why finding one in true, flawless mint state condition is extremely difficult. When collectors talk about serious money, they are talking about coins graded MS-67, MS-68, or even higher, with a full red designation. Full red means the coin still has its original bright copper color across nearly the entire surface. No brown fading, no dullness, no carbon spots. The surfaces must be clean, smooth, and free from visible marks even under magnification. The strike must be sharp, especially in Lincoln's coat details and the fine lines of the Illinois Capitol building. Modern copper coins are very sensitive. Even light contact during the minting process can leave tiny marks. That is why ultra-high grades are rare. Registry set collectors compete aggressively for the finest known examples. If only one or two coins reach the very top population level, bidding can become intense and emotional. Error varieties also add another layer of potential. Doubled dies, off-center strikes, clip planches, or coins struck on the wrong metal can turn an ordinary cent into a highly desirable collectible. Combine a dramatic mint error with a nearly-perfect grade, and you have something that attracts national attention in major auctions. Now here is the part that changes everything. In exceptional certified condition, with elite grading and strong collector demand, the 2009 professional life in Illinois cent without a mint mark has been associated with values reaching up to $250,000 at the highest end of the market. That level is reserved for the absolute finest known examples, coins with nearly flawless surfaces, blazing red luster, razor-sharp strike, and extreme rarity within top population reports. This is not average condition. This is elite, investment-level quality. So before you overlook a 2009 penny, check the date. Look below the date for a mint mark. If there is no letter, you may have the Philadelphia version. Examine the coin under bright light. Do not clean it. Do not polish it. If it looks unusually sharp and bright, consider professional grading. One small coin could hold extraordinary potential. Now let's move to another powerful design from the same historic year. Next up, the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial 1-cent coin showing presidency in Washington, D.C. with the U.S. Capitol dome under construction carries a completely different visual energy. On the reverse, you'll see the Capitol building during its construction phase, symbolizing Lincoln's leadership during one of the most difficult times in American history. The detail in the dome framework is intricate, and strong strikes are important for value. This time, look below the date and you'll see a D mint mark, meaning it was struck at the Denver Mint. Denver minted coins often show slightly different strike characteristics compared to Philadelphia issues. Collectors study these differences closely. For this design, strong detail in the dome structure, clean open fields, and vibrant original red color are critical for high grades. Copper spots, scratches, or dull toning immediately lower the value. As with the other 2009 cents, millions were produced. But the true market excitement happens at the very top grades. MS67 red and above is where things start getting serious. At MS68 red or higher, the population becomes extremely limited. Registry collectors aiming for the number 1 ranked set will compete fiercely for the finest graded example. Mint errors can again multiply value. Off-center strikes, dramatic doubling, die cracks, or wrong planchette errors are highly collectible. When combined with pristine surfaces and strong eye appeal, demand increases quickly. In elite certified condition, with top-tier grading and very low population numbers, the 2009 presidency in DC cent with the D mint mark has reached market discussions and auction levels up to $210,000 for extraordinary examples. These prices reflect the rarest, most flawless pieces known, coins that stand at the absolute top of grading charts with exceptional eye appeal and intense collector competition. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Modern pennies are not just pocket change. They are condition-sensitive collectibles where perfection drives price. Take your time. Check your 2009 coins carefully. Look for strong detail, full red color, and minimal marks. Protect anything that looks exceptional. Because in coin collecting, sometimes the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprise. Stay sharp, keep searching, and never underestimate a penny. The next 6-figure coin could already be sitting in your change. Next up, the United States Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 cent from 1945. At first glance, it looks like a simple old penny. But when you understand condition, rarity at the highest grades, and collector demand, this small copper coin can become something extraordinary. The 1945 Lincoln Wheat cent without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. When you look below the date on the front of the coin and see no letter, that means Philadelphia. On the obverse, you have the familiar right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln. On the reverse, you see the classic Wheaties design, with 2 wheat stalks framing the word 1 cent and United States of America. This design ran from 1909 to 1958 and remains one of the most loved coin designs in American history. Now here is what truly matters. In 1945, the United States was coming out of World War II. Pennies were once again being made from a copper alloy after the steel cents of 1943. Because of heavy circulation during that era, most 1945 pennies you find today are worn, dark, scratched, and very common. In circulated condition, they are usually worth only a few cents to a few dollars. But serious collectors are not looking for worn coins. They are hunting for high-grade mint state examples. A 1945 no mint mark wheat cent in MS66 red, MS67 red, or higher is a completely different story. Red means the coin still has its original bright orange-red copper color, just like the day it left the mint. No brown fading. No major spots. No dull surfaces. The luster must shine evenly across the coin. Copper is a soft metal. It marks easily. Even small contact during minting or storage can leave tiny nicks. That is why truly flawless 1945 cents are rare. The wheat lines on the reverse must be sharp and well-defined. Lincoln's cheek and jaw must be clean and smooth. The fields, the flat areas of the coin, must show minimal distractions even under magnification. Collectors also watch for errors and varieties. Doubled dies, re-punched mint marks on other issues, off-center strikes, and dramatic die cracks can increase interest. While the standard 1945 Philadelphia issue is common in low grades, finding one that is both an error coin and in no perfect condition can send demand much higher. Registry set competition plays a huge role in pricing. Advanced collectors compete to build the highest graded Lincoln Wheat cent sets. If only a handful of 1945 no mint mark cents exist at the very top population level, those few coins become trophies. When 2 serious buyers want the same top-ranked coin, auction prices can rise quickly. In extraordinary certified condition, With elite gradings such as MS67 plus red or better, blazing original color, razor-sharp strike, and extremely low population numbers, the 1945 Lincoln wheat cent without a mint mark has reached values up to $270,000 at the highest end of the market. These numbers apply only to the absolute finest known examples, coins that stand at the very top of grading reports and attract intense registry competition. If you think you have a bright red 1945 penny with no mint mark, handle it carefully. Never clean it. Cleaning destroys collector value instantly. Store it safely and consider professional grading from a respected service. Authentication and condition verification are critical when you are dealing with high-value coins. Now let's move to the next coin, and this one carries even stronger numbers in top condition. Next up, the 1945 Lincoln wheat 1 cent with a DE mint mark was struck at the Denver Mint. You will see the small D below the date on the front of the coin. While Denver produced millions of cents that year, high-grade survivors are much harder to find than many people realize. Denver minted coins from the 1940s sometimes show different strike characteristics. On this coin, collectors examine the sharpness of the wheat lines, the detail in Lincoln's hair and beard, and the smoothness of the fields. Weak strikes or dull luster reduce grade quickly. Spotting and carbon stains are common problems on old copper coins, especially those stored in poor conditions. Most 1945 D cents are brown today, meaning they have toned over time. Brown examples, even in mint state, do not bring the same premium as full red coins. A true red 1945 D with blazing color and minimal marks is far scarcer than many people expect. When you reach grades like MS67 red or better, the population drops dramatically. Again, error coins add excitement. Off-center strikes, lamination errors, and dramatic die cracks can attract strong bids. But condition remains king. Collectors want strong eye appeal, bright original surfaces, and no signs of cleaning or damage. At the very highest certified grades, with full red designation, exceptional eye appeal, and extremely limited top population numbers, the 1945 D Lincoln wheat cent has achieved values up to $355,000 in elite auction settings. These prices are reserved for the absolute finest examples known, coins that combine rarity in grade, outstanding preservation, and aggressive competition among advanced collectors. So before you ignore that old wheat penny in your collection, take a closer look at the date. Check for a mint mark. Examine the color, the shine, and the details. The difference between an ordinary penny and a six-figure collectible is condition, rarity at the top, and verified grading. This is why coin collecting is so powerful. Small coins, big history, even bigger potential. Stay focused, keep searching, and remember, sometimes the greatest treasures in America are hiding in plain sight. Next up, the 1957 United States Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 cent with a D mint mark, and why this small copper coin can become a serious prize for advanced collectors. First, let's identify it clearly. On the front, you see Abraham Lincoln's portrait facing right. Just below the date 1957, you'll find a small D. That tiny letter is everything. It tells you the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. Flip it over and you see the classic wheat ease design, two bold wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent in United States of America. This design is one of the most recognized coin reverses in American history. Now here's the truth most people don't realize. In circulated condition, a 1957 D wheat penny is common. Millions were made. You can still find worn examples for very little money. But collectors at the highest level are not searching for worn coins. They are hunting for perfection. The real excitement begins in mint state grades. We're talking about coins that were never used in circulation, coins that somehow avoided scratches, heavy bag marks, and dull toning. Copper is extremely delicate. It reacts to air. It spots easily. It darkens over time. That means finding a 1957 D with blazing original red color is already challenging. Finding one with nearly flawless surfaces is even harder. Serious collectors look for full red designation. That means the coin retains its bright orange-red mint luster across almost the entire surface. Lincoln's cheek must be clean and smooth. His jawline must be free of contact marks. The fields, the flat background areas, must shine with strong cartwheel luster when tilted under light. On the reverse, the wheat lines must be sharp and fully struck. Weak detail or minor scuffs can drop the grade quickly. There is also strong interest in varieties. The famous 1957 double die obverse is well known among collectors, and while that is a separate variety, any noticeable doubling or striking abnormality can dramatically increase attention and value. Error coins such as off-center strikes or clipped planches add another layer of rarity. But at the very top of the market, condition rarity is what drives explosive prices. Registry set collectors compete to own the single finest graded example. If population reports show only a few coins at the highest grade level, demand becomes intense. When elite buyers battle at auction, prices can climb far beyond what most people expect for a 1950s penny. In elite certified condition, graded at the very top of the scale with full red color, razor-sharp strike, nearly flawless surfaces, and extremely limited population numbers, the 1957 D Lincoln wheat cent has reached values up to $210,000 in high-end auction environments. That number represents the absolute best of the best, coins that sit at the peak of grading reports and attract aggressive registry competition. If you believe you have a strong example, protect it immediately. Do not clean it. Do not wipe it. Even a soft cloth can permanently damage the surface. Proper storage and professional grading are critical steps if you want to unlock serious value. Now let's move forward 1 year to another wheat cent that carries its own powerful market presence. Next up, the United States Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 cent 1958 with a D mint mark may look nearly identical at first glance, but in the world of coin collecting, small differences in preservation and scarcity can mean everything. Again, you'll see the D mint mark below the date, confirming Denver mint production. The familiar Wheaties design appears on the reverse, marking one of the final years of this iconic style before it was replaced in 1959. By 1958, wheat cents were still heavily used in circulation. Most examples today show wear, discoloration, and contact marks. High-grade survivors are far more difficult to locate than many people assume. Copper coins from the late 1950s are especially prone to spotting and uneven toning, which makes pristine examples rare. Collectors searching for top-quality 1958 D cents demand strong luster and full red color. The coin must glow with original mint brilliance. Lincoln's hair details must be crisp. The wheat stalk lines must be fully defined. Any dullness, scratches, or small carbon spots can lower the grade significantly. Population numbers at the highest mint state levels are limited. When you reach grades such as MS67 red or better, the available supply becomes very small. This is where registry collectors step in. These collectors aim to build the finest possible Lincoln wheat set ever assembled. If only 1 or 2 coins are graded at the very top level, those coins become trophies, and trophies bring strong money. Errors and varieties can also boost demand. Dramatic doubling, major die cracks, or off-center strikes are always desirable when paired with strong eye appeal. But once again, perfection is what commands the highest premiums. In top-T certified condition, with blazing full red surfaces, outstanding strike quality, virtually no visible marks even under magnification, and extremely low top population numbers, the 1958 D Lincoln wheat cent has achieved values up to $215,000 at the highest levels of the collector market. These are elite coins, the finest known examples that attract fierce bidding from advanced collectors. So here's the message. Never underestimate a wheat penny just because it's from the 1950s. The difference between an ordinary coin and a six-figure treasure is preservation, grading, and rarity within the highest levels. Check your dates. Look for that small D. Study the color and the shine. Because in the world of serious coin collecting, even a small copper cent can stand tall as a major investment piece. Keep searching, keep learning, and always examine your change carefully. The next extraordinary coin might already be in your collection. Next up, the United States Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 cent 1959 with a D mint mark. At first, that date might catch you off guard. Most people know 1958 was the final year of the wheat reverse design before the Lincoln Memorial replaced it in 1959. So when collectors talk about a 1959 wheat cent with a D mint mark, attention immediately increases. That small D under the date tells us the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. On a genuine wheat design, the reverse would show the 2 classic wheat stalks framing 1 cent in United States of America, the iconic design Americans loved for nearly 50 years. Because the standard 1959 cent carries the Lincoln Memorial reverse, any example showing the wheat reverse becomes a major conversation piece. Collectors immediately question authenticity, striking history, and whether the coin could be a rare mule error, meaning the wrong reverse was paired with the 1959 obverse die. Mule errors are extremely rare in U.S. coinage, and when authenticated, they attract national attention. Now let's talk about condition, because even with a rare design combination, grade drives value. Copper coins are extremely sensitive. They show fingerprints instantly. They tone quickly. They pick up tiny marks during minting and storage. A serious collector will examine the coin under magnification, looking at Lincoln's cheek, jawline, and hair detail. Any visible contact marks reduce the grade. On the reverse, weakness in the lettering or flat weak grains can lower desirability. Color also matters. A full red designation, meaning bright original copper color across nearly the entire surface, is critical at the highest levels. Red-brown or brown examples bring less. Luster must be strong and even, producing that smooth cartwheel shine when tilted under light. Eye appeal is everything. Authentication is absolutely essential with a coin like this. Because of its unusual nature, professional grading from a respected third-party service is the only way serious buyers will consider paying premium money. Counterfeits and altered coins exist, so verification protects both value and credibility. When a rare design pairing is confirmed, and the coin is preserved in elite mint state condition with sharp strike, blazing red surfaces, and minimal marks, registry collectors take notice. These are the collectors competing for the most unique and finest known pieces. When supply is extremely limited and demand is strong, auction results can reach astonishing levels. In authenticated, top-tier certified condition, combining confirmed rarity, exceptional preservation, and strong collector demand, the 1959 Lincoln wheat cent has reached values as high as $180,000 in elite auction settings. That level reflects the rarest and finest examples known to the market, where serious competition pushes prices into six-figure territory. If you ever come across a 1959 penny with a wheat reverse and a D-mint mark, do not attempt to clean it or test it yourself. Protect it immediately and consult a professional grading service. In the world of coins, unusual combinations can mean extraordinary opportunity. Now let's shift gears to a completely different era and a coin that many Americans may still find in old jars. Next up, the 1982 Lincoln cent with no mint mark and a large date variety. The year 1982 was a major transition year for the U.S. Mint. Rising copper prices forced the mint to change the composition of the penny from mostly copper to zinc with a thin copper plating. During that year, multiple varieties were struck: small date, large date, copper composition, zinc composition, with mint marks and without. That makes 1982 one of the most studied modern penny years in American coin collecting. When we say no mint mark, that means the coin was struck in Philadelphia. The large date variety can be identified by the thicker, more prominent numbers in the date, especially the shape of the 2, which has a strong curved base and a taller appearance compared to the small date version. Collectors carefully compare the numbers to confirm the variety. Because billions of 1982 cents were produced, most are only worth face value. But again, condition changes everything. High-grade mint state examples with flawless surfaces are much harder to locate than people think. Zinc cents in particular are prone to bubbling, plating issues, and surface damage. Finding a perfectly preserved example with no spotting, no plating blisters, and full original red luster is not easy. Weight also plays a role in 1982 cents. The earlier copper composition weighs about 3.11 grams, while the later zinc version weighs about 2.5 grams. Serious collectors use precise digital scales to confirm composition. A ray transitional or wrong planchet error from 1982 can significantly increase value. At the highest grade levels, especially coins graded MS67 red or better, population numbers drop sharply. Registry set builders compete for the finest known modern cents, and when only a few coins reach the top grade, strong bidding can follow. Even modern pennies can become major collectibles when perfection meets scarcity. In exceptional certified mint state condition, with full blazing red surfaces, flawless eye appeal, correct large date identification, and extremely low top population ranking, the 1982 no mint mark large date Lincoln cent has achieved values up to $75,000 at the highest end of the market. These results represent elite examples that stand above the millions of ordinary pieces struck that year. So here's the takeaway. Never assume a penny is ordinary just because it's modern or common in circulation. Details matter. Mint marks matter. Date size matters. Composition matters. And above all, condition matters. In coin collecting, knowledge turns pocket change into possibility. Keep checking your coins carefully. Study the small details. Because sometimes, the smallest coin in your hand can carry the biggest surprise.